Shakespeare's hero Macbeth plans to meet the three spellcasters again to gain more information about his future. The witches give him some false apparitions and lead him to destruction. But Macbeth blindly trusts the three witches. From the boiling cauldron, different apparitions come. The first apparition, an armed head, warns him against Macbeth. The second apparition, a bloody child, tells him that a person who is born from a woman's womb cannot kill him. The third apparition, a crowned child with a tree in hand, tells him to be confident till the Burnham wood moves to Dunsinane, death cannot touch him. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. The famous words of the three witches in Act 4 Scene 1. It indicates that the trouble is going to be twice for Macbeth. We can imagine the supernatural atmosphere. The witches have their control and power over Macbeth. It also highlights Macbeth's downfall. Shakespeare makes use of repetition to indicate that the witches' words are full of double meanings. Macbeth's family murder. Macbeth, in order to avoid any potential threats to his throne, decides to finish Macbeth's family. But what happens is, Macbeth is not in the castle, but his family is in the castle and they are brutally murdered. When the news reaches to Macbeth's ears, he gets angry on Macbeth for murdering his family without any reason. He joins hands with Malcolm and together they decide to fight against the common enemy Macbeth and free Scotland from the evil rule of Macbeth. Act 5 Scene 1, popularly known as the sleepwalking scene, is one of the most important scenes in William Shakespeare's Macbeth. Lady Macbeth's guilt fully consumes her, making her physically, emotionally and mentally weak. Through the character of Lady Macbeth, Shakespeare shows how a crime kills a person psychologically, making him physically, emotionally and mentally weak. Lady Macbeth's words, "Out jam spot, out I see," describes her futile efforts to clean the blood marks on her hands. Here we analyze an iconic soliloquy from William Shakespeare's masterpiece, Macbeth. "Here's the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, oh, oh." These words are spoken by Lady Macbeth to herself in Act 5, Scene 1. As we all know, Arabia is known for perfumes. Here Lady Macbeth says that even if she washes her hands with all the perfumes of Arabia, then also the dirty stain of Duncan's blood will never go from her hands. Observe how Shakespeare makes use of hyperbole to exaggerate the crime which was committed by Lady Macbeth. The blood on her hands serves as a reminder of her sins and the deaths of innocent people. Shakespeare masterfully explores the consequences of guilt and the inability to escape from the situation. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. The doctor who comes to visit Lady Macbeth sees this in Act 5 as she sleepwalks with the feeling that she has the blood of King Duncan on her hands. Macbeth and Lady Macbeth's decision of murdering King Duncan, which is totally going against the natural order. Kings are like gods. Hence, murdering a king like Duncan, who has the qualities of God, is going against the natural order and it will ultimately lead to deadly consequences. Macbeth's unnatural deeds, like the murdering of King Duncan, killing of Banquo, and finally murdering Macduff's family. Macbeth, the hero, believes that he is invincible, even death cannot touch him. With this false feeling, he goes on committing crime after crime, murder after murder, which finally lead to his tragic downfall. The Burnham wood moves to Dunsinane. The Burnham wood moving to Dunsinane marks a pivotal turn in Macbeth's life. Malcolm, who leads the Scottish forces, makes each soldier hide behind the branches from the Burnham wood. When Macbeth looks from his window, it feels as if the Burnham wood is moving to Dunsinane. Macbeth is totally shocked. He now understands that the spellcasters have cheated him. Shakespeare cleverly uses the wood as a symbol to represent nature's force which is opposing Macbeth's evil rule. Hence we can say that nature always supports good and not evil. Life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. These words spoken by Macbeth in Act 5 Scene 5 capture the last moments in Macbeth's life. Macbeth now feels that life is totally meaningless. It is completely without meaning. He is feeling very lonely as his perfect partner, his wife Lady Macbeth, is no more. His death is coming near as the burner wood moves to Dunsany. He finally realizes that the witches have cheated him. Macbeth is totally responsible for making his life so meaningless. Macbeth killing Macbeth. Macbeth killing Macbeth marks the climax of the tragedy Macbeth. Macbeth kills Macbeth's family members very cruelly and he decides to take revenge on the death of his family members. Macbeth and Macbeth face each other. Macbeth reveals that he was born from Caesarean section. This finally disturbs Macbeth and he falls to Macbeth's words. With the death of Macbeth, his evil rule comes to an end and peace is restored to Scotland. Shakespeare's tragic heroes. Shakespeare's tragic heroes are different from other heroes. They commit some single mistake which make them to undergo a lot of suffering. In the case of Macbeth, he is a Shakespeare's tragic hero. Macbeth, the hero, goes on committing crime after crime, murder after murder. In order to hide one murder, he goes on committing another murder and finally he becomes a villain.